Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marvin Crazy Crawford again. Yes, author of How to Find Success by Losing Your Mind. Sometimes I forget myself. And also the organization, Straight Jacket Communication, Fighting Normality with a Passion. One of the worst things that I believe that can ever happen to any one of us is to abandon the possibilities that exist for our family, our fortune, and our future. I think that it's true when I heard it said that history is not only being read, but it's also being written. But written in the lives of men and women who have the courage to go after their dreams and to pursue their desires of their heart, to live life from the inside out, to express what has been impressed by a power much greater than our own. One of the greatest things I think we can ever do is to abandon the courage that we all have, mainly because we've been taught to believe, or somehow been led to believe, that courage is the absence of fear. But I like it the way I've heard it this way. It said courage is not the absence of fear, but the shrinking in comparison to what you really want. So it's not that people who are successful are not fearful, but the thing that they desire to have, the thing that they desire to do, becomes greater than the fear. And most of us who are stifled and immobilized with fear, we end up committing one of the worst tragedies on the face of the planet, and that's falling while standing still. There's probably no great harm or nothing to be ashamed of if you fall when you're running. But to fall while standing completely still, or what I like to say is waxing wrecks, supporting the ideas, the mindsets, the mentalities, the philosophies that have kept us with exactly what we have. It is high time, I believe, that you and I began to become courageous. Now, who am I speaking with? I'm speaking with, I believe, the majority of people that want to assume a different identity. Now, that's not to be someone that they're not, but I mean to assume the greater part on the inside, the part that usually goes unexpressed. You've heard it before where it said the richest place in the world is the cemetery, because in the book, in the ground, in the soil, are books that will never be read nor written, great songs never uttered, great lectures never given, great sermons never delivered, because they died within the hearts of the men and women to whom they were given. I too, at 51, was so close to abandoning, not abandoning, but because of the lack of discipline, which came from the lack of courage or the pursuing of my dreams, almost allowed my life to go on without ever expressing it. And now, on the flip side, remember in How to Find Success by Losing Your Mind, one of the things I say, find out what 90 to 97% of people are doing and run like hell in the opposite direction, because it's not working, it's not beneficial. It doesn't show up in the area of politics, it doesn't show up in the entertainment world, it doesn't show up in any arena, or it seems that life in the world of computers, it seems that life very much like computers is constantly an upgrade, constantly revamping, constantly re-innovating. And for us to think that we can live our lives any other way is simply foolish. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time that you and I begin to go after and put our lives and put some gusto on the menu. And for that, we are going to need courage. Now, I'm not saying I'm the bravest individual in the world, because that nothing could be further from the truth, but I will say this, that I'm learning to follow my passion. I'm learning to live from the inside out. And here is where this is of service to you. Perhaps you can use this. It's not, you know, they say, I think it was Harvey Mackay, a well-noted businessman. He wrote the book, How to Swim with Sharks Without Getting Eaten Alive. Awesome book. He says the average individual the average college graduate changes careers anywhere, I believe it's 3 to 5 times, and have anywhere from 5 to 14 job changes from the beginning to the age of 38. Did you hear that? Now, you think going into school, you think you would come out, you'd be armed with whatever you went in for, and then you'd be able to go and pursue that life or that long-lasting career from which you could retire. Well, guess what? It's not that kind of party anymore. If you and I are to obtain a great life, we're going to have to keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on. And one of the tragedies, one of the greatest overlooked opportunities is the opportunity to serve the world with your purpose, with the power of who you are, with the power of the knowledge, and get this, the knowledge you've already been given, the experience that you've already amassed, the intuition that you have. It could be the insight, it could be the perspective that you have that only comes with age, or only comes with being a woman, or only comes with being handicapped, or only comes with being a singer, only comes with the area of politics. You understand? You and I have already been gifted with great things, and it doesn't take age to do this. But whoever you are, if you're 21, you've been around enough. If you look around and you do what most people never do, you look around and pay attention. Because attention, according to A.R. Bernard, is just like money. It's something that has to be paid. And if we don't pay attention, then we will pay someone. Now you look at the fact of how much you owe in terms of your utility bills, your mortgage, or how in debt you are to the credit card companies and things, and you can basically realize is that we have not been paying attention, because you can go on any site in the internet and realize that most of us are paying the minimum on our credit cards, and we're basically want everything instantly. That adds more to the debt that we have, rather than buying out as Warren Buffett. Well, he can afford to do it outright and pay for it in cash. I have a good friend of mine, Mark Cunningham. He believes in paying for things in cash. Get it out the way. But, and why am I mixing all this up? Because you and I have been led to believe that we don't have what it takes. So as I read in a quote book, somebody took it. It's time for us to go back and pick up that courage. Go back and realize that some of the very things that make you who you are resident on the inside of you and residing on the inside of you. And all you have to do is go back and pick it up and look on the inside of you and begin to walk forth with what you have. I'm going to make this a part 2 because I want to give you some specifics, because there's something that I came up with called product activity. The idea that you can develop your own product, which will probably be an information product, and sell it because you're the creator of it, because you're the one that put it together, and because you are so passionate, because it's really a part of who you are. It's not, you know, people see me talking, and people tell me, they say you come across so real. Well, why? Because I had to practice and I had to be nervous in the beginning, and after a while, it becomes a part of you. So one of my goals here is to give you the courage. I was watching Lin Chung Tao. He's the latest of the America's Got Talent. You know, he's won like a viral video on the YouTube, and he stopped singing for a long time. And when asked why, he said to his translator that his dad told him basically, get a real job and stop trying to live this fantasy world. And he said he gave up. And he said it wasn't until he saw the very famous, now very famous, Susan Boyle, who everyone knows throughout the world now, but who also was sitting on her talent for so many years and became a national superstar. And so this young man said, when I heard Miss Boyle finally express her song, I got the courage to get back on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you, get the courage that you need to get out here and pursue and gain and overtake and capture your multi-million-dollar dream. Because it's yours, you were designed for it. And I want to leave you with this. If you advance confidently in the direction of any goal, you will meet with success unexpected in common hours. You will pass an invisible boundary. New, universal, and more liberal laws will be established toward you, or the older ones will be expanded and interpreted in your favor, and you will live with the license of a higher order of being. Be courageous. God bless. This is Marvin Crazy Crawford. You can find success by losing your mind.